Ah, there you are. Hello, I've been waiting for you. I'm Peter. Welcome to today's episode of Get a Better Broadcast Podcast and Voice Over Voice. Now, yesterday we looked at filler words. Tomorrow we're going to be looking at gabbling voices. Today it is the forced pitch voice on Get a Better Broadcast Podcast and Voice Over Voice. So what is a forced pitch voice? It's essentially one which you're using an unnatural pitch. Some people force their voice to produce sound at a different pitch than is normal or comfortable for them. Men and women may artificially lower their pitch in the belief that it gives them more gravitas or presence. I mean, raising the pitch is less usual, but it can happen, particularly if you're nervous, and you start talking a little bit more like this. But it's unusual to do that mentally because you want to do it deliberately, yeah. But lowering your voice results in a sound which is, I suppose you could call it inauthentic. It's an inauthentic delivery which the listener can usually detect. At the very least, a listener may be concentrating more to the voice than the content. You've created an obstacle to clear communication, which obviously is something you don't want to do, because otherwise you're wasting your time talking about something, reading a script about something, if people are listening more to the funny thing that you're doing with your voice rather than what it is that you're actually saying with it. Yeah. And also using your natural home tone, which is the voice that is usual, your day-to-day tone or pitch that you want to use. You've got the ability to more easily intonate in the range above it and, back to the home tone, below it. Starting from an unusually lower tone gives you less room for manoeuvre. Yeah, you've increased your ceiling, but you've reduced your floor, which therefore limits your expressive range. And also can cause a problem in the throatal area as well, obviously if you're trying to force your voice down like that. So, what can we do about it? Okay, here's a few tips in my Pete's prescription on today's edition of Get a Better Broadcast Podcast and Voice Over Voice. Essentially what you need to do is to find your home tone. Now, we discussed this in episode 290 and thereabouts, to discover your natural expressive range. You can help lower your voice in much less damaging ways than actually forcing it down like that. Feeling confident, for example, in your surroundings and your content that you're being asked to read will reduce your stress and so change your voice. Your posture will give better breath support. Will open up your chest resonator to give your voice a fuller sound. Holding your head up and opening your mouth properly when you speak will make full use of the resonators in your throat and oral and nasal cavities. And I give a case study of a student who did just this when they had a problem. I believe their name was Jamal. It's in episode 217. So listen back to that. So episodes 290 and 217 is back referenced in today's edition of Get a Better Broadcast Podcast and Voice Over Voice. Tomorrow, the gabbling voice as we continue. From London, I'm Peter Stewart.